Hi there, welcome to How to Touch Your Toes in 10 weeks. This is the fourth video of 5. Today we'll be adding some inversions as well as some sun salutations or vinyasas. So to start, you'll just need a block and a strap. However, if you don't have these items, you can find something around the house that will work just the same. We'll begin by inhaling, lengthening out the spine, and exhale, dropping the chin towards the chest. Inhale, rising back up. Exhale, dropping the left ear over towards the left shoulder. Inhale, rising back up. And exhale, dropping the right ear towards the right shoulder. Inhale, rising back up, and exhale, dropping the right ear to the right shoulder again, and rolling halfway. Inhaling here, and exhale, rolling in the opposite direction. Inhaling here, and exhale, rolling all the way around, 360 degrees. Until the opposite ear meets the shoulder. Inhaling here. And exhale, rolling towards the back in the opposite direction. Coming back to meet in center. And we'll inhale, bringing our arms above our heads, interlocking our fingers and stretching our hands far away from our heads. Gazing up here and still keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, leaning forward, bringing the hands slightly forward and curving in towards the spine. Inhale, rising back up, and exhale, hanging towards the right. Inhale, rising back up, and exhale, leaning towards the left. Inhale, rising back up. Exhale, twisting towards the left. Inhale, coming back to center, and exhale, twisting towards the right. Inhale, coming back to center, and exhale, separating the feet so they're hips distance width apart, and slowly folding forward, extending the arms at our side, extending the spine, and coming down to ragdoll. Grabbing onto the elbows with the hands, letting the head fall down to the ground, and rocking from side to side. Taking 5 breaths here. Coming into a downward facing dog, placing the hands on towards the mat, bending into the knees if we need to, and walking the feet back to our downward facing dog. Placing the hands so they're about shoulders length distance width apart. We can walk them out, finding our comfortable downward facing dog, and the feet so they're hips distance width apart, sending the hips high towards the sky. After holding for 5 breaths, we're just going to bring the right foot in between the hands. So stepping the right foot in between the hands and turning the left foot so it's parallel with the shorter end of the mat. From here, we can inhale, grabbing our block, coming up to standing, extending our arms out at the side, making our hips parallel with the longer end of the mat. We're going to exhale, leaning forward, coming into triangle pose. Placing the block at the side as support, or grabbing on to the big toe with the peace fingers, stacking the left hand on top of the left shoulder. Inhale, coming back up to standing, turning that foot so it's parallel with the shorter end of the mat, and exhale, turning the opposite foot towards the opposite side of the room. Grabbing the block here if we need to, extending first in the spine before coming down into our triangle on the opposite side. Using the block at the side or grabbing the big toe with the peace fingers and stacking that right hand on top of the right shoulder. On the inhale, coming back up nice and strong to standing, turning that foot so it's parallel with the shorter end of the mat, and then heel toeing the other foot out just a bit, about another foot's distance width apart. Turning that foot towards that side of the room, and then exhale, leaning forward into a 90-degree angle, placing the right elbow on top of the right knee, and rotating the left arm down and around, coming in to an extended side angle stretch. Inhale, rising back up to our T. Exhale, extending that right knee, turning the right foot so it's parallel with the shorter end of the mat. Exhale, turning the left foot so it's parallel, facing the other side, and bending into that knee at 90 degrees. Placing the left elbow on top of the left knee and extending the right arm above your head. Coming into extended triangle on the opposite side. Inhale, coming back up to standing, extending that left leg, and then turning the foot so it's parallel the shorter end of the mat. Now both of our feet are parallel, facing the shorter ends of the mat. We'll place our hands on our hips. Inhale, opening up the chest, and exhale, folding forward over the legs, extending at the hips first, and then placing the hands just underneath the shoulders on the mat, keeping the shoulders nice and tucked in. Inhale halfway. Exhale, placing the hands back on the hips and slowly coming back up to standing. Releasing the hands from the hips and interlocking them behind us. We'll use our hands as a weight to spring us deeper in towards the stretch. Inhale, opening up, and exhale, folding forward, letting our hands drop down towards the mat. Inhale, letting our hands bring us back up to standing, nice and slowly, and exhale, release. We'll turn the right foot towards the right side or the front of the mat, and exhale, bringing the left foot to meet the right up at the top. Here we're going to take a vinyasa from standing to seated. First, we'll inhale, bringing our hands up along our sides, gazing up with our hands. Exhale, folding forward at the hips, bringing our hands back down along our sides and elongating the spine, coming into a forward fold. As a modification, we can place the hands slightly in front of us or bend into the knees. We'll inhale, coming up to halfway lift, placing the hands on the shins or on the mat. And then exhale, coming back into our chaturanga. For chaturanga, we can bend the knees, placing our hands on the mat, and then walking the feet or jumping them back to our either plank or modification of the plank, coming down to our knees. From here, we're exhaling, coming down, bringing the elbows in towards our sides, and then coming down. Inhale, opening up into low cobra, opening up the chest, and exhale, coming into our downward facing dog. To get there, we can come up onto our knees and just pull the hips towards the sky for a downward facing dog. We'll look forward and we'll walk the feet through between the hands, coming to a seated position. Walking our feet forward, bending into the knees, placing our legs between the hands, coming into Dandasana. Finding our breath here in Dandasana, engaging in our calves and in our hamstrings, and finding our breath. Inhaling our arms up beside our ears. Exhale, elongating the spine first, coming over the legs. Stretching nice and far over, using the strap here if we can't quite grab onto the feet, or just placing our hands on the shins. Inhale, rising up halfway, and exhale, trying to pull a little bit farther closer, making sure that we're still at our comfort zone, however we're not hurting the body. Inhale, lengthening out one more time, bringing our arms up above us this time, stretching out the spine nice and long, before exhaling, folding forward again, trying to see if we can come a little bit closer and deeper in towards the stretch. Inhale, rising back up halfway, and exhale, releasing out of the posture. We're going to come to Janushirasana A. So, bringing the right foot in, forming about a 90-degree angle with the left leg and the right leg. Coming in nice and close, inhale, coming up, and exhale, folding forward over that leg. Using the strap here if you'd like, trying to reach for the foot. Inhale, rising up, and exhale, releasing, switching sides. Now placing the sole of the left foot onto the inside of the right thigh. Inhale, bringing the arms up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, releasing. Bringing both feet in this time, coming in a Baddha Konasana. Opening up the feet like a book. Taking an inhale, opening up the chest. And exhale, folding forward over the legs, trying to bring the chest down towards the ground, not the head. Inhale, rising back up, and exhale, extending the legs out in front of us. Bringing our legs so they're about 120 degrees, or as far as we can go. Placing our hands in front of us and opening up the chest. Exhale, walking the hands out in front of us. Trying again to bring the chest down towards the ground, not the head. Slowly walking the hands over towards the left side. You can use the strap here if it helps, trying to reach for the foot. Or you can just place the hands on the shin.